Hi, this is Fiona and Koda here at Quanta Therapies. We are here to talk to you about our Quanta Pet line. Hang on, what you doing? Okay, working dog doing working dog things. Quanta Pet was designed and inspired by Koda, and we were super excited when we could find an all-natural drug-free product that was based in bioenergy that worked really well. So Koda has been using Flea Tick for about 3 years now, and all the other products probably for about 2 as we went through the development and phases. So with each packet you get a dog tag, and on the dog tag you can adhere on the chip, whichever one you choose, and a little keychain. Now with Koda wears 3 tags. So we've got 1 tag with them on both sides. So he's got Flea and Tick Protector, he's got the Pain and Joint Relief, and he has the Parasite Inhibitor, and these last 6 months. Oops. So with these ones, what happens is that the material in the chip is able to hold sound frequency. It's a slightly denser material than what's on the human patches, so it's able to hold sound frequency for 6 months and interact with your pet. With the human patches, it's a much thinner film, and so it holds the sound frequency for 6 months because it's a much denser carbon crystalline material. For example, the human bracelets last a year because it is, again, a much thicker material that can hold the sound for an extended period of time. Koda doesn't wear Calm because, as you can tell, this is about as worked up as he gets. So let me talk you through the products. Flea and Tick was the first product we started using. Koda was one of those dogs that really did not respond well to chemical flea prevention, because whenever you put it on his skin, it would literally burn the skin a little bit, and he would cry and be really uncomfortable for about 2 or 3 days or until the next wash. When we switched to this, we've never had any problems, and then the biggest cosmetic change we saw was he was a pit bull, and he would get this flaky skin and hair just everywhere. So we used to do the whole coconut oil baths. We would put extra avocado oil in his food just to try to give it more anything to sort of help him with his coat. And since we started using Flea and Tick, we no longer do coconut oil baths, and I no longer really have to put avocado oil in his food, unless he actually, unless the vet says to me, yeah, you know what, he could do with some extra fats in his food, and that's more for a systemic issue rather than a coat issue. So with Quanta Flea and Tick, if you are having an active infestation, this is not the product to necessarily start with. This is a preventative product, and what you really need then is to actually work with your local vet to take care of the immediate acute infestation. And then during that process, in addition to that process, you can actually start this. This doesn't mean you can't start using this when there is an active infestation, but the sound frequencies do take about 2 weeks to 4 weeks for the dogs to really adapt to it and for their systems to respond to it. So this is not something you use in an acute infestation, but it can be used with an acute treatment. How does it prevent ticks and fleas? Couple things. So one, you have the natural sound frequencies to many of the natural ingredients that go into the chemical products that we have. I know it sounds like an oxymoron, but a lot of the chemicals that we do use in the chemical flea is derived from a natural product. So this is that natural sound frequency. In addition, we're also building your pet's immune system to be able to have a barrier against the fleas and tick. So it's a 2-pronged process with this. The other thing we really like is the joint care. The joint care is loaded with the sound frequencies for pain and inflammation, as well as chondroitin and MSM. So this will actually help your pet without them actually having to ingest any additional supplements or take any of the pain meds. So what we use for the human pain and inflammation is in this chip. Quanta Pet Calm, we've heard great things. I've never used it on Koda because we've never needed it, but a lot of really anxious pets, if you are having the night before fireworks, it will alleviate it somehow. But again, this is really not so much for the acute phase, but this is something that will really sit well with the fight or flight response over a long-term period. So the Quanta Calm does that for the pet. Parasite inhibitor is really, really cool because Koda wears it on his chip, but you can actually put it on your pet's bowl if you actually have a really small pet, or there's just too many chips, they're wearing too many chips, or the chips are too big. And the reason you can put it on a water bowl is that liquids actually hold memory, and it can be reprogrammed with sound frequency. And you can actually see this. I think there's lots of videos out on YouTube about what happens when sound is exposed to fluids. So with this one, because Koda and I travel, we don't actually put it on his water bowl. We actually put it on his tag. This is developed as a barrier for things like heartworm, hookworms, tapeworms, and whipworms. I just had to make sure that I didn't miss any of the worms that they might get. Allergy ease is fantastic for balancing the histamine response. With the histamine response, again, it's long term. If they are the type of dog that scratches a lot, if they sneeze, even if they have food allergies, this is a really good support for that. It's overall, it's systemic, and again, lasts for 6 months. Rejuvenator, this goes on their bed. This is the pet equivalent of human Quanta Renew, and this mimics the Earth's magnetic frequencies, so that the cats, the humans can sleep deeper and actually have enhanced cellular regeneration. So definitely this one is great, especially if your pets are getting older, and they are getting more aches and pains. So this is really great for their bed, and it lasts 6 months. Now remember, with these tags, there's 2 of them in each packet, so it's a year's supply in each packet. Quanta H2O is kind of a bonus. I love this for Koda because we do travel and he is a working dog, and because of that, we do have to manage his hydration levels and when he gets hydrated. And so when I first started working with him, there was nothing more frustrating for a wellness professional than to say, please don't give my dog water because we're going to go on a flight and he can't pee. So I was always really concerned about his hydration levels. When we started using this chip, I just stopped worrying. Again, because we do travel, and I don't travel necessarily with all his balls and all his big balls. I travel with it kind of as a human, on a human level. So it goes on my container, and from my container it goes into his drink container. Particularly great for older dogs as well, or dogs on medication. Same as for humans, because they do need that level of hydration, but they might not be able to consume that level of water. Now, one chip treats about 1 gallon, which is 3.4 liters at any given time. So if you do have animals that are sharing a big bowl or sharing a trough, you just put extra chips on, and you just multiply it out that way. So I think we've pretty much covered everything. We're super excited to share these products with you. If you have any questions, anything specific, or you want me to go into details, today was really just about an overview about what it does, and for you to somewhat meet Koda and me. And so we would be happy to do more videos for you, go into more details about more things, and we just hope you really enjoy the products as much as we do, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.